Ever wondered why airplane boarding feels like a twisted version of the lottery? You know, the kind where no one really wins? Well, buckle up, because we're about to take a turbulent ride into the chaotic world of airplane boarding. Let's start with the boarding zones. You've got Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, and so on, seemingly stretching into infinity. But here's the kicker, there's no discernible logic to it. One might argue that it's in sequential order, but then you see Zone 1 board last, while Zone Infinity boards first. It's like playing a game of bingo where all the numbers are called out at once and everyone's a loser. Then we have the priority boarding. Now this is a special privilege reserved for those who've sold their souls to the airline gods or those who've hit the jackpot in the air miles game. It's like a VIP club, but instead of free drinks and fancy canapes, you get to be the first to endure the cramped seating and stale cabin air. And let's not forget the infamous gate lice. These are the eager beavers, the ones who line up an hour before boarding, clogging up the gate area like a bad cholesterol. They're like Black Friday shoppers ready to trample over anyone for that coveted overhead bin space. Speaking of overhead bins, it's a war zone up there. The battleground for the luggage Tetris championship, where one wrong move can send a cascade of suitcases tumbling down. It's a thrilling game of chance, skill, and sheer luck. And amidst all this, the gate agents trying to herd passengers like cats, with a smile plastered on their faces and a sense of despair hidden behind their eyes. It's a wonder they don't run off to join the circus. And there you have it, folks, the grand spectacle of airplane boarding, where order meets chaos and chaos always wins. And now we move on to the most competitive sport in the aviation world, the luggage Olympics. Imagine, if you will, a game of Tetris, but instead of small, brightly colored blocks, you're dealing with bulky suitcases, overstuffed backpacks, and the occasional oddly shaped musical instrument. That, my friends, is the Luggage Olympics, an event where the overhead bins are the arena, and your fellow passengers are your competitors. The struggle of finding overhead bin space is real, folks. It's a mad dash to claim territory, a wild west of bag staking. You've got people jostling, elbows flying, all for that precious square footage above your seat. And let's not forget the oversized luggage. You know the ones I'm talking about, those bags that are more suited to transporting a small elephant than being stowed in an overhead bin. Yet there they are, being wedged, squeezed, and cajoled into a space they have no business occupying. Then comes the inevitable bin shuffling. It's a delicate dance, a game of strategy and spatial awareness. It's about moving that duffel bag just so, tilting that roller suitcase just right, creating a jigsaw puzzle of personal belongings that would make even the most seasoned Tetris player sweat. Let's take a moment to mock the airline's carry-on policies, shall we? The rules are more flexible than a circus contortionist. One might think the size limitations would deter passengers from bringing oversized bags. But no, it seems the challenge only emboldens them, turning each flight into a bold test of, how much can I get away with? In the Luggage Olympics, the athletes are relentless, the competition fierce. The stakes are high because the rewards are great. A successful stow means you avoid the dreaded gate check, the equivalent of a disqualification in this high-flying sport. So remember, folks, in the Luggage Olympics, it's every bag for itself. The next time you board a flight, may your bags be compact, your bin space plentiful, and your opponents, well, let's just hope they check their luggage. Once you've survived the Luggage Olympics, it's time for the next dance, the seating tango. Now, the seating tango is a delicate dance, my friends. It's a dance of sidesteps, half-turns, and quick pivots. A dance that takes place in the thin, barely navigable aisle of the airplane. You're carrying your heavy carry-on, and every step you take feels like you're in an elaborate game of Tetris, trying to fit yourself around the beverage cart, flight attendants, and fellow passengers. Then comes the seatbelt shuffle. Ah, the seatbelt shuffle. It's a dance move that requires a unique blend of agility, flexibility, and sheer will. You're trying to buckle up while your neighbor is still standing, or worse, when they've already sat down and are taking up more than their fair share of the armrest. The seatbelt shuffle is the ultimate test of your patience and dexterity. But the real comedy of errors begins when you're trying to find your seat. You're squinting at the tiny numbers and letters, trying to decode this alien language. You're like Indiana Jones, on a quest for the Holy Grail, except the Holy Grail is a cramped seat next to a chatty toddler. And let's not forget the elbow wars. Oh, the elbow wars. The armrest isn't big enough for the both of you, but that doesn't stop you from trying. It's a battle of wills, a test of endurance. It's a war where no one ever really wins, but everyone has a good laugh. The seating tango is a dance of awkwardness. It's a dance of apologetic smiles and whispered, "excuse me's." It's a dance that tests your patience, your agility, and your ability to find humor in the most mundane situations. It's a dance that, despite its many challenges, adds a touch of comedy and charm to the otherwise monotonous process of boarding an airplane. And that, dear viewers, is the seating tango, a dance of awkwardness and apologetic smiles. With everyone seated, it's time for the main event, the flight attendant show. Ah, the safety demonstrations, the pinnacle of airborne entertainment. You can almost hear the drum roll as the flight attendants take center stage. They've been practicing this routine for years, folks. It's a performance that could give Broadway a run for its money. The show starts with the flight attendant pointing to the exits. It's like a game of Twister, but with fingers. Left hand red, right hand blue, and voila, you've got your nearest exit. It's a classic move, a crowd favorite. But the star of the show is undoubtedly the oxygen mask. The flight attendant holds it up like a prized trophy, demonstrating its use with the precision of a surgeon. It's like watching a mime in action, but with life-saving equipment. And remember folks, secure your own mask before helping others. This is not a metaphor for life, it's just how you stop from passing out at 30,000 feet. Then comes the iconic life jacket demonstration, the piece de resistance. It's like watching a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat, only the rabbit is a life jacket and the hat is a seat cushion. It's a thrilling moment, the tension is palpable. Will they inflate it? Will they not? Who knows, it's all part of the suspense. But let's not forget the grand finale, the seatbelt buckle. The flight attendant demonstrates its use with a flourish that would make Houdini proud. Click, it's secure. Unclick, it's not. Simple, yet profound. And throughout this Oscar-worthy performance, the audience is wrapped in nonchalance. Some are busy with their phones, others have their eyes closed, dreaming of their destination. But that doesn't faze our performers. They carry on, delivering their lines with the stoicism of a Shakespearean actor. So hats off to the flight attendants, the unsung heroes of our flying circus. Now that we've taken a comedic journey through the absurdities of airplane boarding, it's time for a recap. First up, we have the boarding lottery. Now this isn't your ordinary lottery where you win millions of dollars. Oh no, this is the thrilling game of luck where you're bestowed with a cryptic group number and left to decipher when it's your turn to board the plane. Do you go with Group 1, Group 2? Or maybe you're a high roller in first class? Either way, it's a game of chance and strategy that rivals the grandest of casinos. Next we move on to the luggage Olympics. This is where the real action happens, folks. It's every man, woman and child for themselves as they attempt to hoist, shove and wedge their carry-on luggage into the overhead bins. This high-stakes competition requires strength, precision, and the ability to completely ignore the laws of physics. Remember, gold medalists in this event are the ones who can fit a square peg in a round hole. Then we have the seating tango. This is a delicate dance between passengers as they navigate the narrow aisles, sidestep rogue elbows, and perform the intricate shuffle of, excuse me, sorry, my bad, to reach their assigned seats. It's a ballet of chaos and confusion that would make even the most seasoned dancers envious. Lastly, we can't forget the flight attendant show. This is the grand finale where the airline crew performs a dazzling demonstration of safety instructions. Seatbelts fastened, oxygen masks applied, and emergency exits located, all with a smile that could rival a toothpaste commercial. It's a performance that deserves a standing ovation, if only there was room to stand. So, whether you're a seasoned traveler or a first-time flyer, remember these tips and you'll be boarding like a pro. Or at the very least, you'll be providing some quality entertainment for your fellow passengers. And there you have it, the definitive guide to boarding an airplane. A process as orderly and logical as a three-legged cat in a dog show. Happy travels, folks.